I love my cuckoo clock. It's a Black Forest cuckoo clock. And it was a gift from my parents, kind of like a housewarming gift, whenever my grandfather and I renovated this house, which was my great-grandpa's house. So when the renovation was finished and I was able to move in, that was gifted to me. So it's really special. Kind of mesmerizing. I love when it goes off and they dance around. All right. So my thoughts today, Rachel, bold expansion. Have you noticed how some relationships are a lot easier to get over than others? And it seems elusive, or it has seemed elusive to me at times. I'm like, why is it? Because, you feel like maybe you had more love for one than you did another, or it just doesn't make logical sense. And I'm starting to see that sometimes we don't get closure. If someone doesn't or isn't able to, they're just not in a space with their emotional intelligence to be able to communicate clearly or come to some sort of closure, then it's kind of like a death. And I know that probably sounds morbid or really dramatic, but it's kind of true. Like, think about it. When you lose somebody in your life suddenly and you aren't able to get closure, you weren't able to say goodbye properly, you weren't able to, not that it makes it any easier, even if you can, but still, I am comparing it to a death because it's like you don't get the closure. There's a lot of unanswered questions. There could have even been betrayal. So it's like that person that you thought you were with never really existed in the first place. And so is there maybe a need to treat it like a death? Did you hold some sort of ceremony? Are you honoring the waves of grief that hit in the different stages? We don't really have a lot of support for that when it comes to relationships in our society. Everyone comes out and loves on you and brings you food and checks in on you when there's been a physical death in your life, but not when it comes to situations like this. There's not a lot of external support. And so I'm just honoring any of you going through that or trying to make sense of what's happening, and just be really patient and kind with yourselves if that is something you are going through. And if you need to hold some sort of ceremony, some sort of mock burial of the life that you thought you were going to have, or the person that you felt like you were dating at that time, and they're no longer there, they never were that person, or they're suddenly taken from your life or remove themselves from your life, or you remove them. However, I'm just honoring that there is, I think, a space of grief in that. And I think with that, and that gentleness and that patience, comes true healing. In a space where you feel like you can breathe again, you feel a little more free. Yeah, just some of my thoughts for today. Hope you enjoyed the little cuckoo clock. Hold on, I'll show you when they come out in a second. Sometimes it's the little things.